What up, Wave Gang, and welcome back to the Stess-Show. The Stess-Show is your resource for learning all things magic, cardistry, and a fun place to hang out and enjoy your time while everything's kind of chaotic. In today's episode, we are going to go over how to do a playing card spring. It's a super bold move, it's really exciting for your viewers, and it's really easy to do, surprisingly easy to do once you learn the mechanics. So, enough of me blabbing, let's learn the playing card spring. In order to learn the playing card spring, you're going to need a deck of cards, and you're going to want this deck to be pretty worn in, pretty beat up. If you haven't, you can just start shuffling the cards, you can bend them back and forth. This will just help break up the deck. And the way that you learn is you're going to take your top hand, in this case my left, but it could be your right. You're going to take your top hand and put your thumb on the back corner of the deck. So if you look where my thumb is, it is touching the entire corner. It's not in the center, it's not over to the side, it's contacting the corner of the deck. And you're gonna have your four fingers on the front edge of the deck up to about your first knuckle on each one. Now you're gonna squeeze the deck, creating a lot of pressure, and eventually the cards are gonna wanna shoot off. If you press your thumb in enough, the card is gonna pop off that back edge. Now that is the basic mechanics to the spring. If you're a fast learner and don't like details, feel free to stop right now from watching the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this. However, I'm gonna go into a really detailed explanation right now, but if you just wanted to understand the idea, it's thumb on the back corner, fingers on the front, press it until a card starts shooting off, and that is how you start the spring. Now we're gonna get into a really detailed explanation for those who want in-depth handlings to understand the full-fledged mechanics. However, if you're about to stop watching, which I know a lot of you might, feel free to like and subscribe, and the only quick tip I'll give you is to start off, use half the deck. It makes everything a lot easier. All right, let's get into the in-depth. For the in-depth portion of the explanation, it's really important that you see that my thumb covers right up to the edge, but I can almost take one card off. So it's literally, there's barely one card room left on the edge of that thumb. That's gonna make it easier for the cards to spring. The next portion is the bottom hand, which is the catch. To catch the cards, have your pinky pull back like this. It's a little uncomfortable, but watch where my pinky goes. It basically goes up like this, like a little kickstand to catch the cards. Now, the important part when springing, this is a step that you're not gonna wanna miss, is when you apply pressure, do you see how that there's a little air in that card and then air starts to form in all the cards? That is the basic mechanic for what's creating the spring. If you could create the whole deck aired like this, it's gonna make springing the cards really easy. You see all that air right there? That's how you get the spring to start. So I'm able to do it in a little section type because right now you could see there's all this little air in it. When you start, it's okay to inflate the deck like that. And the way you'd inflate it is just by applying a lot of pressure throughout the entire deck. Hope that helps. Lastly, it's really important when you're doing this move to try it with a half of deck of cards. So right here, this is about half, about 30 cards. It's gonna make it a lot easier to squeeze these cards in because all you're doing is you're squeezing your thumb in towards your fingers, applying pressure, and that's having the cards jump out towards the hand. Now, when you start this, don't try to go for a big spring. Start nice and tight. Just have those cards riffle off or spring off that back thumb in your hands like so. Then, as you start getting that consistent noise, like listen to how consistent this sounds. Once you can get that noise, then you can start going for a bigger spring. The way to make your spring bigger is to drop your catching hand and lift your springing hand. It looks like this. And then whenever you end, bring your bottom hand up to the top. Just like that. Yeah, the spring is a really easy move to understand mechanically. All that's happening is the four fingers are on the front, thumb is on the back corner. You're applying pressure, allowing air to build up in the cards until one card wants to jump off the back of the deck. You put your hand down to catch them. And that's really all it is mechanically. It's gonna be hard, so the tips would be to start with half a deck and break it in, bend those cards. The softer these cards are in the beginning, the easier to spring them. All right, everybody, I'm John Stessel, and this is the Stess-Show, your go-to resource for learning cardistry and magic. Leave a comment below, let me know how you liked the episode, and if you have any moves you wanna learn, ask them below because I might just teach them. So stay tuned, Wave Gang, and thank you so much for the support. Bye.